Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I would like to talk to you about prioritizing projects and what are the benefits of working on multiple projects in a short period of time. So at the beginning of this week, I realized I had several different projects and I thought it's a good idea to do a list and prioritized the projects, which one's the most important to be put out, and so on. I'm not the best organizer, unfortunately, but I'm trying my best to be better at this. So I made a list, as I said, and I realized I have 3 children's stories that I would like to publish or are at different stages of being published, written, illustrated, and I would like to make them available for people in the next few weeks and months. One of them is already available. It's Pash and the Blue Bicycle. You might have seen it or hear me talk about it in the previous video. So that one is available as an ebook, but at the moment it doesn't have any illustrations. Someone is working on doing some for the print version, and yeah, I have to wait for the illustrations. But talking about that project, it's that book. If you have kids or friends who have kids, if you like to share it to them, read it to your kids or kids of your friends, that story is available on Amazon at the moment. Starting with today today Friday, the 23rd of November 2018, until Monday 26th of November. It's available to download for free, and I would appreciate it if you do download it, share it, and if you do read it, please post a review. It will help me a lot. Yeah. So as I was saying, I had children's stories. I have fiction books and non-fiction books I'm working on, and the most important stuff I wanted to take them step by step, and because last week my translator sent me the French version, the French translation for my debut novel, I started formatting it and checking for errors and stuff. I know French, but I'm not like perfect at it. I can read it very well and speak a little bit, but I don't know it perfectly. So yeah, anyway, my translator has been working on that project for a bit more than a year. Since October 2017 we started talking about the project, and he decided to translate it, and it's been finished. He sent it to me recently, but I had to wait for him to send me like a translator note because I wanted him to explain why he wanted to translate it, or how was the process, in case anyone else is interested. I just wanted a brief note, so I was waiting for him to provide that. He did a few days ago. I managed to format the book as ebook and as a paperback. The ebook is also available. It's touche Velours. But obviously in French you say touche velours. It sounds quite, French is such a sexy language. It's like the language of romance. I mean, not that you can't have romance in any language, but I don't know, just French is just, I think when you think French you think instant like romance or something, I don't know. Bonheur. So yeah, I did the ebook for that. It's already available, and I'm waiting for the paperback version to be reviewed and accepted on Amazon currently. And yeah, I had to, as I said, after I received the translator notes and during the time I was waiting for the note, I had to design the book cover. So I designed the book cover for the paperback, and yeah, it was quite nice to do that as well. Yes, so at the beginning of the week I did that list with the most important projects that I want to do in this brief time. And like now it's Friday, I did kind of finish with a French translation. But I am waiting for the paperback, so that's not quite finished. But it is. I mean, I'm only waiting for it to be approved and stuff, which, you know, sometimes can run into troubles. I mean, I did have my debut novel banned in some countries, some European countries, so, and Australia, if I'm not wrong. So for no apparent reason, I don't know why exactly. I've talked about this in previous videos, but yeah, it's available in general, but Mr. Maria's seems to be, which is weird, seems to be banned, but the large print version is not. Anyway, that's another subject. So I'm curious to see what will happen with the French version in print, because the ebook is available, as mentioned. I also have other projects, which are kids projects. So as I said, the Pash and the Blue Bicycle is available as an ebook, and it's being illustrated as a print book currently. I also have another short story called Mirabella in the Kingdom of Trees, and another older one that I need to check, because I would really like to have that illustrated. I think it was called Mr. Puff, Mr. Opera, or Mr. Grumpy. I think it changed to Mr. Opera and the Magical Garden. So Mr. Puff, Mr. Opera, and and the Magical Garden. So all these 3 kids books, kids stories. I would like to have them illustrated and finished in the next weeks and the next year. And I'm also going to do translations for them. So I'm planning to do French translations and Romanian translations on top of the English versions. And I am thinking about Portuguese and Spanish as well, just because I love Spanish. And Portuguese sounds like such an elegant language. But yeah, that's another thought. That's in the back of my mind for now. And the other projects I'm working on, I have a fiction book for adults. It's called Midnight Years. I haven't worked on that in a while because I prioritized previously working on a non-fiction book for authors, for writers, aspiring writers, called Simple Ways to Write, Publish, Market a Debut Novel, plus intimate letters from published authors. So that is a non-fiction project that is going to take front stage, I think, from now on, because I finished with the French translation, and I have, for the kids books, I just have to wait for the illustrators, and I do have to revise them a bit, but they're shorter, so they're not as difficult to manage and handle. And I was planning to make that book available, the non-fiction book, to make it available by Christmas this year, the latest, when I started working on it in July, 24th of July, 2018. But because I moved from Canterbury, and for a while I didn't know where we were going to move for quite a few months, and eventually we moved to Manchester, from where I'm speaking now. And yeah, just because of the move, that project is taking a little bit longer, and I think it's going to make it for February instead of Christmas. I could probably still make it for Christmas, but I really don't want to rush it. Initially, that project was meant to be like helpful tips for aspiring writers, what I've learned in all these years on my own and from watching podcasts and reading other books and stuff. But it's grown, so I was planning to have it for like a shorter book. But because I began interviewing people and stuff like that, waiting for them to send me some letters, and I keep interviewing people because I found some really nice authors recently, especially one lady in Brisbane. She's a poet, Bianca Powers, that's her name, terrible name. So I am looking forward to interview more people for that, and yeah, it just become a bigger project, and for me anyway. Other people maybe write more like longer books, but for me, at the moment, that book has like over 50,000 words with the letters included. But yeah, the letters from the contributing authors, which are between 750 words and 750 words and 1500 words, roughly. And I think at the moment I have about 11 authors. I am waiting for another author to contribute. Well, two actually, yeah, because they both confirmed, but I have been waiting for them to do it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to one of them. I hope she's okay, because she hasn't replied to any of my messages recently, but I hope she's okay. So yeah, as I was mentioning, that book, it's just, it feels like, it's weird because it feels like memoir in certain parts. Mostly it's tips, helpful tips, what I've learned along the way and stuff like that, and intimate letters from authors, from published authors, both traditional and both indie published. And I have one who's a hybrid, at least one. I don't know if the others are like, most of them are indies. So yeah, don't really want to rush that project too much. I can be very impulsive and put to work like I just want to get it out there, because otherwise I'm scared or I'm going to work on it forever. But yeah, I'm taking it easier, step by step.